coaches that do what I do or something similar, and we all support one another and see how we can help each other has been this most surprising gift. And I love it. I truly am so grateful for it.
It definitely is that is a feminine energy aspect, and not that men can't have that, because we're talking energy, not actual sexual orientation or sex, excuse me, but it is a feminine energy. Men in general, the masculine energy is all about the competition, like you mentioned a moment ago, and how can I be better than you? And the feminine is about how can we come together, community, collaboration. So I'm not surprised that you said that, and it's just such a beautiful response, because there is so much power in that. So I'm glad that's what you found as well.
Yeah. It's been, like I said, a wonderful reward.
Mm-hmm. So I find, and I'm certain I'm not the only one, after talking to many people in business, that there are moments that I get disengaged, maybe not as excited, or, oh my gosh, it's not as fun as it used to be. So what do you do when those moments happen? Like, is there anything that you do to stay engaged and excited about what you're putting out to the world?
Yeah. One of the great things about working for yourself is the flexibility. So if, I had one of those moments recently and I went on a hike, you know what I mean? So
I love that.
it's having, and really, part of working for myself is to be able to enjoy and take advantage of that flexibility. Right. And so, normally, because it works great for me, I do keep, quote unquote, normal business hours, but I also have the opportunity to not do that when it's not serving my highest good. If I'm just sitting there and I'm not feeling it, if I was back in an office, I would just need to sit in front of the computer, right? I'm not back in the office, right? So how do I design and create this business in a way that serves me, my highest potential, know that I serve? But when I'm feeling the disengagement, what I try to do is look at what it's really about or where it's coming from. If it's, anything other than, just part of life, right? Look, if it's something deeper, something that needs to be healed within me, something I'm avoiding. I believe we're all here to heal, and healing's a lifelong process. So that's always my default of how I look at that. But then at the end of the day, it's re-anchoring to the purpose. When I'm anchored in the service, when I'm anchored in how I'm helping someone, when I'm anchored in that, and sometimes I'll say, use me, universe, help me find someone to help today. When I reorient it to that, then usually those other feelings or whatever they were about will dissipate.
It's shifting that energy again, right? Like, how, when you're feeling like that, what can you do to support yourself and your business? And as you mentioned, go for a walk or a hike, which I love. Connecting to Mother Nature is always helpful. And maybe guys listening, or ladies, you don't have the ability to have a flexible schedule. Maybe you're not working for yourself. Maybe you are in an office. Find out ways that you can still incorporate little things, just like Jes-sica was mentioning. So maybe you can't go for an hour-long hike in the afternoon, but you do have the ability to get up and go to the water cooler, or just walk around and have a quick chat with somebody, or whatever it needs to be. There's always ways, in my opinion, at least almost always ways, to incorporate a little something in wherever you are to support yourself when you need it.
Yeah, absolutely. Stretch, whatever it is. Give yourself permission to take a break. Absolutely.
Yeah. So what advice, I know there's one woman right now, at least listening out there, who is like, you know what? I've been maybe a little hesitant or nervous to start a business, but I think I'm about to actually take that step. What advice would you give to somebody who wants to start on this business journey?
Yeah. So if that's where you feel that your heart is calling you, and you're clear on that, right? And, whatever, maybe your heart's calling you to go to have a 9 to 5 job. But whatever it is, if your heart is calling you to step into starting your own business, trust that you would not have that feeling, that calling there, if there wasn't a path for you. If there was, and I always say too, there wasn't a path to our abundance. Like the universe does not put desires in your heart that only lead to a path to poverty. Like it doesn't work that way.
So true.
I convinced myself it did, but it was like, that was a big shift in my thinking. I'm like, if it's in my heart, there must be a path to abundance attached to it. So if in your heart it's to start a business, to be an entrepreneur, you take the first step and you trust. You take the next step and you trust. And you repeat that over every day. Truly. Yes. The next little step of whatever it is.
Yeah,
and move forward. I mean, I know I'm making it sound simple, and it won't always feel that simple, but the truth is, it is that simple in so many ways in the bigger picture. It's really, is it to form an LLC? Okay, that's your first step. Now, tune in, what's the next? Tune in, what's the next? But again, just the universe would not place that there if there wasn't a path to abundance and success. It doesn't work that way. Universe isn't cruel,
I really appreciate you emphasizing that, because it is absolutely what I know to be true as well. And, I often say, just because it is about taking that next step, and we can, as a coach, we can, I'm sure you do as well with your clients, we can help you come up with a plan of the next things you need to do, or help you get clear on what that is. But we can only really take one step at a time anyways. Simple doesn't always mean easy, but it can be, what is that next thing? And trust, like you said, the universe, God, whatever you believe in or want to call it, that it will continue to unfold. But we have to take that step. Do it. And then let's take the next one after that. And that's the unfolding of life. That's really the only choice we have. So we might as well be walking towards something we enjoy, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And for me, another thing I'll say too, and I get asked this by a lot of my clients, because I leaped. And that's what my heart was calling me to do. I wasn't slowly building this company while I still had my 9 to 5. I left the 9 to 5. I started this company. Wow. That's where I felt I was being called to do. That doesn't have to be what you do, though. So it is about listening to your heart and seeing what your heart is calling you to do. That's what my heart was calling me to do. Your heart might say, no, spend some time building this on the side, have your paid, gig during the day. Fine. But the journey and the answers are within your heart, and it's about trusting and acting and seeing that you're supported. Yeah.
Yes, because if we don't take that step or that leap like you did, we're not giving the universe the ability to catch us, to show that that is possible and it is out there, and it wasn't just happenstance that you were inspired to do this thing. It really is there for a reason.
Yes. And I don't know if that's been your experience, Jillian, but look, my trust and faith muscle, my belief, and it's like the title of my book, has now exponentially grown, because every time I've taken that action, I've been supported. Every time. I have not been failed. I have not been let go of. I've not been held. And that's the beauty and the inherent spiritual lesson so much in it, is to deepen that belief. Yeah.
The faith and trust muscle. That's a big one that I've been building as well, and more so as I continue to step into my soul's purpose even greater. So glad that you shared that. And you mentioned your book. I know we have just a little bit of time left. Please tell them the name of your book again and how they can get a hold of you and the beautiful offer you have for them, Jes-sica.
Oh, yes, my pleasure. So my book is called Dare to Believe, 12 Lessons for Living Your Soul Purpose. You can get it on Amazon. You can also get it via my website, which is Jes-sica Joines. That's JOINES.com. And I have a beautiful offer for your listeners, where I'm offering a free 50-minute coaching session, which you can receive just by contacting me on my website. Yeah.
So good. 50 minutes, guys. This has been an awesome conversation. Clearly, you can see how amazing she is. So if you're feeling inspired, take that step. reach out to her. I'm sure you won't regret it. And as far as for me, definitely head over to my website, jillianbeth.love. Get my 5 simple steps to leverage your feminine superpowers. And you can also find me on YouTube at Jillian Beth, where I repost these shows with any show notes as well as other cool interviews. I want to interact with you. So come find me. Let me know what you're thinking, what you want. And I'm excited to just connect with you even more. And as always, thank you so, so very much for hanging out with us today. And my desire is for each and every single one of you to be living your soul's purpose. Thank you, Jes-sica.
Thank you so much for having me.